installing the wires up, right? I hope this time it will work. Great.
So these all are recorded sessions, right? So we'll get all the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so whenever initiate, we going to cover which what the our physical interface is this or like what? Now this is not containing any data. Sending EAGRP hello. Oh, somebody running the EAGRP. Good. This is the not the right interface. Let me add another interface. Let me check. Let's initiate some fresh traffic. Facebook.com something. Let's see the WhatsApp. Now this is the not the right interface. We have to cover another interface. So earlier we capturing what layer this LAN 2 or LAN 1? Which one? First or second? This one, right? No, this is sending me something else. R browser TFTP. Yeah. Okay. We'll initiate some more traffics. Then we'll check one by one. What is the other like Instagram.com? So you can see the some price traffics. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now let's stop it and let's see some packets. So even when you do the live t-shirts, you have to follow the stream. Okay, how you can follow the stream? Let me tell you. Capture any packet. Start with something. This is fin sequence egg. Or let me pick any this one. Okay, let me follow this stream. What was the T? No, this is not a TC. This is the tail. The TCP. Choose anyone, and if you click here, follow the stream. That's it. Here we can see where the stream actually. Stream. No. Let me do one thing. This is again a duplicate act, retransmission, Windows update. I think there's no face since in packet here. This is a normal data actually. It's sending egg and sending traffic. No, this one. Okay, let me do one thing. Clear the cache, then we'll try it again. Okay, also that time will work. So let initiate multiple kind of traffic. Refresh this page. Refresh facebook.com. Google.com. That's the fine thing. Okay, fine. Now let me stop it. Okay, great. So this is the one sequence we have. Okay. So this is our first packet. So what I told you, when we are doing a decap. So if you check decapsulation, the first header would be what? Ethernet header, right? Ethernet 2 header, right? If you check Ethernet header, what it contains? A source MAC and destination MAC, right? This is the your MAC field, right? And this actually, whenever you importing some protocol, you have to know that which protocol I'm going to pack. So Ethernet definitely going to pack into what? Either IPv4 or IPv6. So it's here. This is Phil telling you this code actually telling into Ethernet header that I'm containing which protocol into myself IPv4. Okay. Same way, if we check here in IPv, okay, let's discuss first the TCP header. TCP handshake. Okay, then we will discuss one by one. Okay, neat. So here we have the source port, right? I told you it's have a source port, then destination port. Forget about this segment as of now. Important is flag. We have a flags, right? We have multiple flags. The first flag will be what? SYN flag. Okay. So first packet would be what? A TCP SYN packet, right? In SYN packet, what I'm doing, I am putting a one is a zero means false, one means true. So I'm just putting my bit one bit on SYN side. So that means this is a SYN packet, and what SYN packet contain actually just a normal window size. What is my window size going to be? That's it. If you check here, this content of your window size would be 8192. Okay, and that your window size work on sliding window, right? I'm not going to deeper that much. It can vary according to your data LAN bus availability or your machine. Okay, it can vary. The only important part is telling, okay, this is my window size and I'm doing a sync. So if you send the sync, actually initially this PC sending a sync, what it containing is containing in the TCP header source port, destination port, and one flag. Which flag? SYN flag. What SYN flag carry actually? SYN flag telling, okay, I want to synchronize the connection with you, and this is my window size. That's it. Okay, this is my window size. You many think 10,001. So when this SYN packet is reached your destination, it will open the packet, see the details, and reply back. What is the reply packet? SYN plus ACK. Yeah. So these again are two what? Flags. We have multiple flags. If you read the TCP header, we have a SYN flag, we have a ACK flag, we have a reset flag, we have FIN flag. What other flags? Sync, ACK, reset, FIN, then urgent flag, right? URG. I think 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And every field have a different meanings. Let's see the flags here. ECN flag also. These are the used for. Okay, this is the FIN flag, reset flag, push flag, acknowledgement flag, urgent flag, ECN bit, congestion. These are the different flags, have a different meanings. Okay, but in the first packet you're sending a SYN flag on and your window size. So in replying, actually, you are telling the same thing to your partner also. Okay, so in the SYN flag, you're telling, okay, acknowledging your sync. So by acknowledge flag also on, and I also synchronize. So my sync flag also on, and I'm sending what? My window size. That's it. So if you check the SYN plus ACK packet here, what was the second packet? Where is the sequence actually? Where is the sequence? This is a SYN packet, right? And this is a very important. This is the your sequence number stamp, and it can put any random, but it can increase with your window size number. So this is a put your sequence initial number is what? This one 88 something like. So where is the second packet? This is your SYN plus ACK. So again, it's sending your source would be what? A 443. Who's replying you? The server replying you. So your source would be what? Reversed, right? So source port would be 443. Whatever came the source port now become a destination port. If you observe this earlier, your source would be 49. Now this is become a destination port, and yours, this is the sequence number, and this is the next sequence number. This is a means you acknowledging which sequence number. You acknowledging the sequence number of this, right? Because you, if you check here, you acknowledging something. So whenever you acknowledge, you have to mention one important thing. For which packet you acknowledging, what is the sequence number you acknowledging. So it's sending, okay, I'm acknowledging first, okay, and I'm also synchronizing. If you check SYN bit also on. But the important thing here, if you, whenever you do the T-shoots, you sending, whenever you find any kind of packet drop, this is a very important field actually. You acknowledging which number packet, 1855. So that means your first machine knows that, okay, acknowledging my TCP SYN packet. If you, let's suppose you are not giving reply, there is a latency in the machines. You, how you gonna observe? Your source sent 3 packets, since seen 3 packets, okay, but you replying the third packet. So how your machines knows that it's a right sequence number, there is a no error in between the connection. You acknowledging with the sequence number, okay, I am acknowledging the sequence number of this. So then your source can verify, okay, so I send the third, it's acknowledging with the third sequence number, okay. Again, it's the same sequence number, acknowledging sequence number, your both flags is on, and your Windows size, okay, this one. And there is one more field, what we call it MSS. What was the MSS? They haven't calculated. If you check here, MSS also there, maximum segment size. This is the maximum segment size. So whenever you create a packet, what is the maximum size they can receive on their interface? So that is your MSS.
But it can be in, let's suppose if we have ISP in between, it can depend, right?
Yeah, it can vary.
Because
Yeah.
so what would be the default MSS we should set at our interface level actually?
So you see, there is a one more thing is here, okay, in the TCP packet, that is called the packet fragmentation. Because you are not so much aware about that, okay, there's a n number of device in between source and destination, and you can you cannot verify what is the MSS of from one hop to the next hop. So let's assume from one hop to second hop you have a 2 bytes MSS, okay, and the third hop of 1 byte. So you exited the packet, right? So in the so initially whenever you're negotiating, so you're telling your maximum size, okay, the source maximum size and destination sending, okay, but in the between you are not negotiating with the number of hops, right? But exactly they're going to be your what? Exit the packet, right?
Okay.
So So in that case, there is another phenomena that is called packet fragmentation that will take in the picture. So okay, so that they can fragment, they can hold your data, they can divide your packet into 2 bytes, and later on they can mix it and send it.
But who will guarantee our source and destination that your packets or MSS will get delivered? Because they are sending like by default how much,
No,
1500?
nobody is guaranteeing you. Your TCP itself guaranteed you. Until unless the three-way handshake not perform, they do not send any packets. That's why we need this phenomena, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we need a three-way handshake. If three-way handshake fails, that means your application data do not send at all. They hold.
Okay.
If you check the entire packet, there is no packet data. That's I told you earlier, right? If you remember, I told you initial three
Mm-hmm.
packets do not contain any. Do you see any HTTP header packed into TCP? No, right?
No, yeah.
So initially they do not contain any application data at all. Just
Mm-hmm.
asking to each other, okay, some details. Okay, I'm going to use that window size, that MSS. I'm going to use, and mutually if they agree, then in the fourth packet they're going to send. If something in between is failing, so what they will they change their size. That is, this happen actually. If you check observing your light issues, it's happen. Sometimes you felt you sending a TCP sync first, you 10 packets, and you sync checking the reply only 2 packets. What that means actually, there's something in between is not working properly, either a conjection or it's a MSS issue. So they renegotiate it again. You
Mm-hmm.
understand my point? You send a first sync
Yeah.
packet, somehow it's drop in between due to MSS or any size issue, any conjection. Again, what your source will do after some time, your source again saying going to send a sync packet. Okay,
Right. Mm-hmm.
to decreasing the value, to decreasing the window size MSS. It's wait for some time, again it's not receive the reply, again it's going to be sent the sync packet. So that's how it's exchanged. Once they negotiate, they found the right value, they're going to send their application data. Got
Okay.
it?
Then I always confuse with this MTU and MSS. Uh,
Yeah.
can you tell me? Yeah.
MTU is a layer 2 header maximum size. See, a maximum size means a TCP can contain what is the maximum size of a segment. We call it not a packet. Packet is called layer 3. If you technically ask me, we call it
Mm-hmm.
segment. So maximum
Mm-hmm.
segment can be packed into the TCP. That is MSS.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At the layer 2, see again if you check, this is a layer 2, right? So it has MTU. This device has MTU. MTU is purely a layer 2 phenomena.
Okay.
So a interface can handle how much bytes of the packet.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum byte of the
Yeah.
packet is called MTU. Is it clear? Let's
Okay.
still have doubt. See, TCP can contain what is the maximum size of a single packet, that is called MSS.
Mm-hmm.
What is the maximum size of packet contained into layer 2 header, that is called MTU technically.
Okay. So you mean to say at TCP level we
This is
consider
called
MSS,
MSS. Yeah.
and at
Yeah.
network layer
Not
we
the
can
network layer,
consider
not the network layer. MTU purely work on layer 2.
Ethernet.
Yeah, Ethernet.
Ethernet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interface level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interface level. So that's why you always, if you check, you always set MTU at the interface level.
But we set MSS also at interface level.
Yeah, so that's whenever they're processing the data, they check it. Okay.
Uh, like we write right MSS adjust.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So basically, these are the two different quantities at the header level actually. Your TCP
Uh-huh.
telling, okay, I'm going to contain that much side data. This is my maximum limit. Above that, I'm going to drop. And Ethernet also be
Okay.
telling, okay, this is my maximum size. I'm going to take that much data. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank for now.
Okay, great. So last will be what? Acknowledgement packet, right? Sin, then ACK, right? So last will be the, if you check here, In sync, we send what? Windows size and my MSS size in sync is this side. Okay, is sending. Okay, I received your hello, and I'm sending my Windows size and my MSS size. Now in the third, okay, they are okay finalizing everything. So that is called ACK. So that is the 3-way handshake. That's it. So if you check the last packet again, open the TCP header. So it's sending the sequence number. Okay, I am acknowledging, because how you it's a reliable packet. So how do you know that your destination knows? Okay, I received the packet. So I am acknowledging the sequence number of that one. That's it. Okay, and I am setting the which flag on acknowledgement flag. So we are good to go, and this is our window size. That's it. And both we already negotiated the MSS. So MSS always negotiated first and second packet. In the third packet, just you telling to your partner, okay, I received that packet, and that's it. And if this window size is changed, okay, this window size can be changed. So if you check the fourth packet of this sequence, this is the application data. If you check here, okay, now your TCP containing what? A transport layer protocol, TLS. Got it? So that means that's the same story I told you, right? And practically we proven it also. We need a practical because we are technical guys. Whatever we say, we need a practical for the same thing. So I told you the in the 3 packets they're going to exchange their parameters, and the 4th packet they're going to send a application data. So that means if something fails here, if 3-way handshake is not happening due to any reason, your application data always going to be hold. So we see it's a very common. We see TCP reset from the client, TCP reset from the server. So see here, from here you can get a work. If you do the PCAPs in your Palo Alto, okay, we'll do it later on. Okay, we do. And if you check your proper sequencing, who is doing the reset? Okay, whenever you do the reset, let's assume what's happened. Actually, I'll tell you. There is a firewall in between. Here, you deployed the firewall between their sources and destination, and you don't have any policy. So that means it's going to deny the traffic, right? Right? And there is a one more firewall here. This is allowed. There is 2 firewall. So if you check logs here, what you're going to see in the logs? The traffic is allowed, and TCP is reset by server. Right? TCP reset by the server, and you don't have access of this firewall. So every time you're thinking, okay, it's allowed on the firewall, and the server is resetting, right? Let's assume this is some device which you don't have access, or it's a router or some other device which you don't have access. You have access of this firewall, and in the firewall logs you check traffic is allowed, but TCP reset by the server, and this is the first packet. If you check received and sent bytes, there's a 1 by 1. That means you send a 1 packet, you receive reply 1 packet. So that means the 3-way handshake even not performed yet. If we check 4 and 5 bytes, then we can assume, okay, the might be 3-way handshake is performed, but is less than 3 bytes packets, less than 3 packets. That means your 3-way handshake is not performed yet. There is some issue in the connection. Either somewhere is blocked or the port is not up on the server side. How we can assume it? So whenever you open the packet, you see the reply. Who is replying? You reset. So in that case, in the packet, you can see, okay, you replying. Who you replying? This device is replying you, not the server. If you open the packet, you can see, okay, reply I received from this server, this IP. So then you can assume, okay, this is the device who resetting the connection. You can take the IP of that IP, and you can find out the device. Got it? That's how it will help you in the T-shoots. So any doubt here? Anything?
No, nothing for now. So, then what? Then reset and finish we have also, right? Finish means or TCP transit
Yeah, it's
session got
okay.
established.
Yeah, so there is a TCP fins means, okay, I perform mutually shutdowning the connection. Means
Okay.
I send the data, I received everything, whatever I needed. Now I'm going to finish my connection. I'm telling, okay, you can open this session or channel from your end. So I'm telling to my server, okay, I'm sending a TCP fin. That means it never going to expect one more packet. So it can
Mm-hmm.
time out your, whenever you send the TCP fin, it's immediately flush the entry from own table.
Okay.
Whatever maintains a cache or you call the session table, it will automatically fetch that. Why? Because it's not okay. You send the TCP fin. I don't. It's that means this source no more needed this entry or no more going to be initiate any traffic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Anything else? Don't we will discuss
No.
the other flags also whenever we do. Sending telnet data, some other application. Whenever see those flags, we'll discuss that. But this is the
Yeah.
initial overview. It's fine.
Yep.